like that. Woo!
What's good, everybody? Welcome to the Pull Up Show. My name is BJ Matthews, aka B. Just before we get started, follow us on the YouTube page, the Pull Up Basketball Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Twitter, TikTok, the Pull Up Basketball Podcast. Like, share, subscribe. All of our YouTube videos. Hit that notification bell, subscribe button. Let's get it popping. Woo! Another game, exciting Western Conference showdown between the Golden State Warriors and the Dallas Mavericks. Before we get started, y'all know the drill. Wipe your feet before you enter this house. Hit that like button. Get the notifications out there as well as, make your comments, subscribe, new subscribers. Thank you for everybody that continues to support the Pull Up Basketball Podcast. Me and my co-host Rick Masters love and support everybody that comes in and supports the channel. One of the hottest new podcasts out there. Just continue to listen in. But let's get into business, man. The Golden State Warriors take a 2-0 commanding lead over the Dallas Mavericks, 117-126. I want to also touch on this before, and I don't know when this happened, but usually, in playoff basketball, when you are up and you are the home team, it's not usually a big deal. You win your first two home games, and usually that's kind of like how it goes. But we've got until recently, I don't know when it started happening, but people seem to panic after the first two wins of the home team as if the series is pretty much over. When you win your first home game, that was what you're supposed to do. The series, in my opinion, doesn't start until the away team wins on the home person's court. So if you win your first two home games and you're the home team, that's what you were supposed to do. But now it kind of feels like people say the series is over when the home team just did what they're supposed to do. So we have to wait and see what the away team does on their home court to, make a better prediction. That's why I tell you, I don't make my predictions till after game 3. That's when all the adjustments are usually made. That's when both coaches, go into their game plans. So that's why I make a pretty much valid prediction. My guys, talking updates. What's up, man? Pull up a seat, pull up a chair, pull up. You know what I'm saying? Pull out the brooms. Man, yeah, we're gonna get into all that, brother. We're gonna get into all that. Thank you for that, man. First off, the playoffs has been, off the chain, man. Like, Golden State and Dallas tonight. We saw Miami and Boston yesterday. It's been a great 2 games. The playoffs in general have been very, very exciting. So I have not been dissatisfied at the least. I'm very pleased with how the playoffs have been going. And I think we have, much more, exciting basketball to go for the next few weeks. So this is the best time of the year. It's like Christmas. So, but we're here to talk about Golden State and Dallas, what happened tonight. So y'all know the drill. Y'all sit back and relax, and let's go through all the steps. So the keys of the game, right? The keys of tonight of what happened on why the Dallas Mavericks lost and why the Golden State Warriors won. Let's start with the Dallas Mavericks, the away team. They started off the game pretty hot. I think they led by as much as, I want to say, 19 points in the first half. You know what I mean? They had a lead up into like 19 points. So they shot at the ball, very, very well. They shot the 3-point ball. They were getting to the basket. They were being aggressive. They were playing good defense. And, Mavs looking pretty good in the first half. And most people would say that they had this game pretty much in the bag until, you play up in Golden State. No leads, pretty much safe with them. They shot 46% from the 3-point line. They shot 75% from the free throw and 47% from the 2. So they didn't really have a bad shooting night. They shot the ball pretty well. Got a lot of assists with 22 assists. They didn't turn the ball over much. They had 12 turnovers to Golden State's 13. And they had more steals than Golden State. They had 7 steals to the Golden State 4. So they were pretty solid. You know what I'm saying? They were pretty exceptional in the first half. After the first game, I told the audience that they need to get their role players more involved, right? Guys like Jalen Brunson, who came out very aggressive, getting into the lane, driving very early, not settling for jump shots like he did in game 1, directing the offense and stuff like that. We saw pretty much a different Jalen Brunson tonight. He reminds me a lot of Derek Fisher. Derek Fisher, you guys know who he is. He played for the Lakers for a number of years, played with other teams like the Utah Jazz. I think he had a stint with the OKC Thunder. So, he played with Kobe and Shaq and all that, great 2000 three-peat team. That's who Jalen Brunson remind me of. He a lefty. He's strong. He's short and stocky. He can get into the lane. He's very crafty, and they need him to play his game if they're gonna, have a chance to win a game against this Golden State team. They're gonna have to be aggressive with him, not settle for shots. And Jalen Brunson had 31 points tonight. Let me see how many assists he had actually, because I like to go through all the stats. He had 31 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists. So that's a pretty complete game. We went 11-19 for the field. So he's very efficient in 36 minutes. So that's a solid game for Jalen Brunson being the second star of their team. Um, Also, who else showed up tonight? Reggie Bullock, he had 21 points in 44 minutes. He shot 6 for 10 from the field, 6-11 from the 3-point line. So he was hitting his 3-point shots. So that's enough contribution for him for them to, get a win. So that's why they're, having a lot of, points on the board. It was a 3-point shootout from the first half. Like I told the audience, like, in order for a team to have a chance against Golden State, you're going to have to be able to shoot. It's very hard to deal with Golden State, especially at home when you can't shoot the ball because they're going to get their threes up. Golden State going to get all their 3-point shots up. So it almost simultaneously, you feel like you got to get 3-point shots up because while they're shooting threes, you're shooting twos. And at some point, the Warriors being who they are, they're going to hit 3-point shots. Even on an off day, they're going to hit some 3-point shots. So we saw today that Dallas was, being able to play their game for at least the first half. And then the second half, they started to cool down a little bit, missed a lot of big threes in key moments. Guys that didn't show up tonight, Max Kleber and Spencer Dinwiddie, missed a lot of threes in that third quarter. Spencer Dinwiddie was getting to the basket, but he was, not converting on them layups. I think he got called for a couple of calls he didn't agree with. I think the refs kind of got somewhat in his head. He shot, 2 for 6 from the field. That's not enough shots for Dinwiddie. And what was I just on? Max Kleber shot 1 for 5 from the 3 and 1 for 5 from the 2. You can't win with Max Kleber shooting that bad from the field. All right. And David Bertans shot 2 for 3, 1 for 2. I mean, whatever. He had 6 points. I mean, I'm not really worried about Bertans. Dinwiddie got to do better. He can't have 4 points in a game like this. And Max Kleber cannot shoot that bad. He had 3 points. So those guys didn't show up. Now, of course, we're going to talk about the best player, Luka Doncic with 41 points, 42 points, 5 rebounds, 8 assists, 12 for 23 from the 2, 5 for 10 from the 3. He had a pretty complete game. You know what I'm saying? He didn't get rattled as much by the defense he did in game 1. He was more assertive, more aggressive, more effective, getting his teammates involved. If you look through their whole stat sheet, their whole stat list, most of their guys got, their main guys got, shots. Jalen Brunson, Reggie Bullock, Dorian Finney-Smith had 10 points with 8 rebounds. So they spread the points around. Like I said, Dinwiddie and Kleber are the only guys that didn't really come to play. But they got some offensive production from their guys. And then they had their main guy, Luka, who, was getting, good shots and making shots and things of that nature. The thing with him, the problem is again, most of his points comes in the first half in the third quarter. Luka, I don't look at him as a guy that makes a lot of shots down the stretch. I look at him as a guy that gets a lot of his points early, gets hot early. That's how I look at Luka Doncic. I don't look at him as a guy that's just going to hit shots, more in the clutch. I don't look at him like that. Andres Sandoval said, missed the whole game, just getting my NBA fixing. Hello, NBA fans, my guy. He said Luka played better tonight. Yes, he did. He played better, definitely from game 1. Game 1, he kind of looked like he was just another guy out there. Looked like the defense was getting on and the pressure, but tonight he played very well. And Dallas they really, if you think about it, should have won this game. They had the momentum in the first half, and they had basically their main guys playing well. But I will say this, they are missing Tim Hardaway Jr. The Mavs are missing Tim Hardaway Jr. He was the second option last year in the playoffs when they played the Clippers. They needed another guy that can, light up the 3-point line, and Tim Hardaway Jr. can give you those type of points. But with him not playing, that's a shooter that you don't have on the floor. So, now you have you're asking Brunson and Bullock and Finney Smith, who's chasing Steph Curry all around, which is why his points are going to go down. Um, to match the shooting of the Golden State Warriors, which is just, I mean, to me, it's not that realistic. But let me go into the winning team, the Warriors, what they did. First off, um, I said no lead his safe. Ignore the H. I meant to say I. No lead is safe for Golden State. Now, let me fix that right now. Let me fix that for y'all because I don't like misspelled words. No lead is safe. All right. Um, they were down as about 19 points. This is where championship pedigree comes in. This is where, battle tested teams come in, championship teams come in, when you're able to withstand any lead. And with them being at home, Golden State, like I mentioned earlier, they're the only undefeated team in the playoffs. Now they're 8-0 at home. So that tells you something about playing up there in that Chase Center in San Francisco. I mean, like having home court advantage means something. Your crowd gets you into it, and then that's after each play, after each make, the roars get a little louder and louder. So that brings up your momentum. Um, that brings your focus up. The role players start to play off of that. The main guys play off of that. So let me talk about some of the players that made a difference. Now, again, I gotta give some love to these two, man. Kevin Looney and Otto Porter Jr. Kevin Looney, I didn't know. I mean, I knew Kevin Looney had some toughness, and he was a piece to this team. But the way he's playing, man, like it's like he's playing for a contract. He had 21 points, 12 rebounds, off 10 of 14 shooting. A lot of them were layups, little dip offs from Steph Curry and Jordan Poole and Andrew Wiggins and stuff like that. But he made them, so gotta give him credit. But I was looking more on the defensive end. Him rebound the ball, looking after 50-50 balls in the fourth quarter was big for this Golden State Warriors team. And when he was playing, when Draymond Green was in foul trouble, he was that piece that was getting a lot of second chance opportunities. And then Otto Porter Jr. I don't know what happened to him either. Like at the beginning of the season, he was somebody that really, to me, I looked and watched him play. I said, this guy's clumsy. He makes a lot of mistakes. I'm not really too high on Otto Porter Jr. He came from Chicago. He's just whatever. But these last few games in the playoffs, he's been a big help, especially in that Memphis series. He hit some big shots. He brought some energy, good energy. He was 4 for 4 from the field tonight with 11 points, perfect from the field, perfect from the 3-point line, hitting the 3-point shot. He also had 7 rebounds. So he was going after the boards as well. So they understand their role for this team. This is what it is to be on a team like Golden State, where you just have to come in and be yourself and you fit right in. You know what I'm saying? So it's the best place to play at as far as, unity, being comfortable, X, Y, and Z. So let me go into also these two right here. These are the two guys to me that are the X factors. These are the guys that people they know and pay attention to, but they don't get the same love as Steph and Clay. Of course, I understand them because they don't have the resume or the pedigree. But these guys, they are a big piece to this puzzle, because these are the ones that actually give Steph and Clay the chance to rest on the bench. When they start to come back in that third quarter, Jordan Poole and Andrew Wiggins played very, very big dividends to that, because they're young, they're athletic, they're energetic, they can hit shots, they're scrappy on defense. Jordan Poole, he's very, very, to me, he reminds me of Reggie Jackson for the Clippers. That guy that, if Steph and Clay are off or Steph and Clay are in the game, he enjoys being in there for the big moments. Very elusive, can get to the basket, can shoot the three, goes out there and competes. He seems to just be there when you need him. Andrew Wiggins, another person, another, weapon, who took the responsibility of Luka Doncic. You know what I'm saying? Because there were certain plays in tonight's game, even though that he made it tough on Luka. You're not gonna stop Luka Doncic, but being Andrew Wiggins, him being 6'6", 6'7", and being that piece for them, he takes a lot of pressure off of Klay Thompson and Steph Curry, who ain't got to deal with him. You know what I'm saying? So they can just focus strictly more on offense. Tuna Sports said Kevin Looney really had a career high. Dude, really, he had 22 rebounds in the closeout game against Memphis. That's why I say like this is a different Kevin Looney, man. Like we ain't really seen this Kevin Looney all season. Yeah, Jordan Poole from Michigan. Yeah, he dude is a problem, man. Poole can definitely he can play, he can go hard. So they definitely need to pay him this summer and don't let him go. The realist said Luke in the playoffs still because he didn't have to see Kawhi. Facts. The realist, that's the best comment so far. He said Luka in the playoffs because he had to see Kawhi. Facts. That's why I said this is the Dallas Mavericks' best series. This is their best chance to even get to the finals, man, because they don't have to deal with the Clippers. Trust me, that Terminator Kawhi like pretty much took the Mavs out last year. They really should have won that last series. You know what I'm saying? So um yeah, Luca would have. Yeah, he's lucky and got to see him, but that's for another story. I feel like Draymond getting benched for foul trouble is what helped Golden State pull this win off. Yeah, it's as weird as it sounds, man. Um, Draymond, as great as big as a piece he is for this team, he also gets himself caught up in stupid stuff. Like I remember when Andre Iguodala, when he fouled out, Iguodala was just literally looking at him like, dude, what is your problem, man? Like you can't be making mistakes like that. Like those last two fouls when he ran into uh Luca in the corner for a 3-point shot and then ran up to him full court and bumped him. Like those are veteran mistakes you cannot make. Or rookie mistakes you can't make as a vet. So yeah, I think Kevin Looney came in and just took over and took charge, and then here comes Jordan Poole and Steph Curry with the offense. A shout out to Steph Curry, of course. He had a 32-point game, 11 for 21, 6 for 10 from the field, 8 rebounds. That's the big thing with Steph Curry. He's getting these rebounds. They're out rebounding the Dallas Mavericks again. So you got a team that's out rebounding you, out shooting you, out hustling you, who's already more talented than you, more deeper. I know I told you I don't put predictions all the way yet, but the way this series is going, man, like I'm not gonna put a number on it, but this was a game Dallas should have won, and the fact they didn't win this game really, could take a lot out of them because it's 117-126, a high scoring game, and Golden State out rebounding them 43-30. That's just pure will. He said Kawhi still plays basketball. Yeah, man, Dejan, he'll play. He's gonna be back next year, man. He will be back. Tuna Sports said this is facts. He said Luka's having nightmares about Kawhi. You know what, man? I think Tuna Sports, my guy, Luka and Kawhi definitely there's a respect for each other, but I think when Kawhi, and I know he heard this, I think when he heard guys were saying Luka was better than him when they were up 2-0 in the playoffs last year, I made sure I told people, I said, man, y'all don't know who y'all dealing with in this situation. Like he's gonna come back like in 2019 when people were saying Giannis was better than Kawhi and he led them to 4 straight wins. Like literally that game 6 in Dallas when Kawhi had 45 points, that was one of the best playoff performances I've ever seen. You know what I'm saying? Like I've learned not to count that dude out ever. He said Draymond was raised by his mom. He too emotional at times. Yeah, man. Draymond, don't get it twisted. Thanks for that comment, Mr. Realist. Don't get it twisted. Like he definitely is a big piece to the puzzle. As far as his contributions as well as what he does for this team. He may not show it in his stat sheet, but what he does, um, he makes the engine go. You know what I'm saying? He makes the team go, and they need him on the court. And unfortunately, like sometimes he blows up. Like as many times he goes up on the refs, you would think he would have already gotten a tech. Like any other player would probably got a tech by now. So he's actually on a like a short leash. But you know, for me, it's like Draymond has to learn how to control his emotions a little bit more, channel them. And I think that's what Andre Iguodala was telling him on the bench. Play for Keys. What's up, my guy? Salute, brother. Salute. Jay John said Giannis is better than Kawhi. We'll see. Um, I think Kawhi is better than Giannis, but only because. But I understand why people say Giannis is better because he's playing. That's the only reason you would say. I mean, I understand that. Like, I can't put Kawhi as the best player because he's not playing. But when he does come back, then I believe he will be again, just like when he was when he got hurt. But yeah, Joe, I ain't got no problem with Giannis. People saying Giannis is better right now. Once Kawhi took the assignment to clamp Luka and make him play defense, I knew it was going. Yeah, and that's why I say Kawhi is a better player because for you to be the best player in the league, you got to play both ends. This is the difference between a two-way player, elite, and a one-way player who's just good on one side. Like Luka, like tonight, for instance, if you saw, let's say, Steph Curry going off the way you did, or Jordan Poole or whatever, I would say like a guy like a Kawhi or even a Giannis to a degree would take that challenge and at least try to guard him. But Luka just focusing on one side. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why they couldn't stop him down the stretch. Like they kept scoring, but they couldn't stop him. You know what I mean? So and that you can't win like that. He said when healthy, Giannis is not better than Kawhi. Yeah, man, I can't wait till next year, man. Um, we'll see what happens. But let me get back to the point. Jordan Poole, Andrew Wiggins take a lot of pressure off of Steph and Clay to have to guard. And then, of course, Steph Curry went off for 32 points tonight. Um, I don't know if I wouldn't say he's one of the. I think he's probably top five right now in the playoffs. I think the best players in the playoffs so far are Jimmy Butler, Jason Tatum, Luka Doncic. Um, and then I would probably put Steph Curry right after that because he just had too many bad games in that last series against Memphis, where he shot the ball bad, and there's just other players that I feel like are carrying their teams a little bit better than Steph Curry. But he definitely showing, why he is who he is, and I think that has a lot to do with again him not having to put as much energy on the offensive end or on the defensive end because they got Andrew Wiggins and Jordan Poole. Like when Jordan Poole is on the game, it's almost like they don't miss a beat. So that's a luxury to have that. He said James not better than Kawhi. Kawhi's a different player in the playoffs. Yeah, it definitely broke Kawhi. To me, Kawhi's the best player in the playoffs when he's healthy. Curry and Luka, top 2 point guards going at it. Yeah, man. I'm gonna let y'all in here. Let's let y'all cook. Let y'all come in here and cook. Drop this link. All right. The realist said Butler's too inconsistent. I'm not somebody. I don't think so, man. Butler to me has been the best player in the series against Boston. I think Tatum is more inconsistent than him, honestly. I think Butler has been the best player in the first two games, even though they lost yesterday. He was the best player in game one. And game two really was Marcus Smart with the triple double. So, you know, I think Jimmy's one of those guys in the playoffs where he turns up. He don't turn down. He turns up. Like his scoring average goes up. His percentages, his rebound, like all his statistics go up in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? I think when you say inconsistent, the realist, you mean that he ain't gonna score 30, 35 points a game because that's not who he is. Like, he does that to get other players involved. He'll pass the ball to his teammates, like a Tyler Hero, a Gabe Vincent, a Duncan Robinson. He'll get those guys involved, Max Strus, to get their confidence going. Like I told y'all in my video earlier about Jimmy Butler and Kawhi Leonard, they want to win. They'll sacrifice individual numbers to win. He said Tuna Sports said I think Butler's too passive sometimes. Yeah, yeah, he can be. I think he is at times too. Um, but I think also that's just who he is. Like he don't take a lot of shots. Um, and I think that has a lot to do with just how he came into the league. Like he doesn't really have much of an ego. Like he'll prefer to share the ball with his teammates. Um, so I definitely agree with you on that. Yeah, he does pass the ball a little too much. You said the realist said, but BJ, that's not hard to be the best player in that series. What, the Boston and Miami series? What you mean? What you mean? The realist used to say it ain't too hard to be the best in that series. What you talking about? Yeah, I don't know if you're talking about that series or what. Andre said Luke ain't no Bird. Bird can play. Yeah, Luke ain't no Larry Bird, man, because of the mental makeup, the clutchness, and just the overall game. Like Luca again is just he plays one side of the ball. Like Larry Bird was a great help defender. He had quick hands. He at least attempted to play better defense. Like Luca, literally, you can literally search him out and take advantage of him. Bird, you really didn't do that with him. He said, "BJ, what adjustments do Miami has to win this series against Boston?" Um, yeah, so I think one of the adjustments they got to do, they got to hit three, they got to hit shots. Jimmy Butler, like I said in my video earlier, nobody can stop him from going to the basket on Boston. Nobody can stop Jimmy Butler from getting to the bucket. So he was kicking the ball out to guys like Max Strus and Duncan Robinson yesterday, and they didn't were making their shots. I think Gabe Vincent went 4 for 8 from the 3-point line, which is solid. Victor Oladipo didn't shoot the ball well. Tyler Hero was average, but they have to hit 3-point shots. And the fact that they didn't hit 3-point shots is why the other side of the ball on defense, they weren't able to really, do anything. Because Miami, the way they operate is their defense fuels their offense. So if they're not hitting shots, then most likely they're not going to be playing great defense. So they got to hit 3-point shots and they got to use their speed. They got to be able to try to find a way to disrupt Boston's flow because they are faster than Boston because they're smaller. Guys like Gabe Vincent, guys like Victor Oladipo, Jimmy Butler, those guys, they have to be scrappy. Now, I don't know what's going on with PJ Tucker, but with that ankle, but he's somebody that could help them if he's feeling good on Tatum. Um, but because how it really is what's happening is Jimmy Butler, whoever he guards, whether it's Brown or Tatum, the other guy's gonna go off. You know what I'm saying? Like if Jimmy's guarding Brown, then Tatum's gonna go off. If Jimmy's guarding Tatum, then Brown's gonna go off. So they have to find a way to put PJ Tucker in to guard one of those two guys. So they have to be able to lock up. They have to be able to nullify Brown and Tatum. He said Mavericks will win game 3. It's a must win. Uh we'll see, man. We'll see because what I saw tonight was a team in Dallas who is inexperienced, but they had a game one. They had a game one tonight. So now they're going back to Dallas. This ain't like Phoenix where they lost 2 games and Chris Paul just disappeared and the crowd got to him. That won't happen to Golden State. Golden State ain't gonna beat themselves. You know what I'm saying? They got too many weapons for them to, run out of. They're gonna have the offense there. You know what I'm saying? So I don't see that happen with them like happened to Phoenix. Y'all keep hitting that like button, y'all. But if y'all want to come here and cook, I got to put the link in the chat. If y'all want to come in here, right there, because See, he said facts, BJ. You clearly seen that championship team from Golden State. Yeah, and that's kind of what happens, bro. Like when you when you are a championship team like Golden State, when you see a lead like a 15-point lead or a 12-point lead or a 17, 18, like you kind of look at it like, all right, whatever, let's go. They went into the locker room in the second half and just came out with like that same championship pedigree. And not too many teams have that. I don't think anybody in the league has that, where they've been to the championship, except Miami. Miami's been to the championship, but they ain't won yet. But they got championship pedigree with Eric Spoelstra, guys on the bench like Kyle Lowry and Udonis Haslem. Of course, Pat Riley, who's the president. Like they had championship culture over there in Miami. So teams like that who see big leads, they tend to still be able to keep their composure. A team like Dallas who ain't been nowhere, like they don't know what to do when they're down in that situation. So I don't know how they're gonna respond back home in Dallas. I think Jason Kidd, being who he is gonna still have them be able to, play hard and play tough. But when you go up against a team like Golden State, who just seen everything, they've seen it all. It's kind of hard to put up with. Smooth shot before YT says, yeah, Kawhi, my guy. When he wasn't hurt, he was killing everybody like him. Bro, people don't know, man. Listen, people don't know about Kawhi, man. I don't know. People really. I saw the video of this podcast called Pick a Side Podcast. If y'all don't know what it is, check it out. They were saying who was better between Kawhi and Jason Tatum, and I'm like, Jason Tatum is not on the same level as Kawhi. Like, do y'all not understand? Kawhi Leonard, before he got hurt, was the best player in the playoffs last year. I don't think people understand that or didn't know that. Like, Kawhi was the best player. You could say him or Kevin Durant. But in the Western Conference, it was Kawhi Leonard. He's the only player that can lock up on the one side and then score on the other side, bro. They don't have two-way players like that no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't know the disrespect that Kawhi gets. I don't know if it's because he's just not much of a transparent guy with, certain people, but they act like this dude is not. They don't understand he's a top three player in the league when healthy. In my opinion, the best player in the league. Like, I don't know. They gonna realize it next year, but they're gonna see it next year, man. But yeah, that's a good comment. We know Luka gonna drop 40. He needs his role players to hit shots and play defense. Luka and Brunson and Bullock did good. Yeah, shout out to in sports. Yeah, Brunson and Bullock did their thing. So if Luka scores 42, Brunson scores 31, and then Bullock scores 24, you got pretty much your three main guys hitting shots. I mean, where else can you get? What else can you do? Because you're getting most of the shots. You're going to take away shots from Dinwiddie and Kleber. You're getting enough offense. Your problem is your defense. You're not able to stop nobody. That was the problem down the stretch. They were trading buckets with Golden State. And Golden State, the way they were getting their buckets, through Steph Curry and Jordan Poole, hell, even Klay Thompson and Kevin Looney, they were pretty easy buckets, put it nicely. He said Golden State will win this in 5. We'll see. Tuna Sports said LMAO, no way. Why is Tatum Kawhi? Yeah, that's a dumb comparison, bro. Like that's just trolling. There's nothing that Tatum ain't even on the same level as Kawhi, bro. Like I said, there's 4 superstars in the league, or 5 superstars in the league. That's Kawhi, that's Giannis, that's LeBron, that's KD, that's Steph Curry. Those are the only 5 superstars in the league. Superstars have to be able to win a championship, get an MVP, Finals MVP, or make consistent deep runs in the playoffs. Jason Tatum has not done any of those. He's been to the conference finals, yes, twice, but he ain't done this consistently. We didn't start talking about Jason Tatum until like literally being the best player in the playoffs until literally like this year. But he ain't on Kawhi's level, bro. Not even close. I seen that video too. Tatum can't take his game to the another level. Yeah, Kawhi's a different beast, bro. I wasn't even paying attention to that. Plays for keeps it. I don't know. BJ Kawhi next year will have a tough competition, especially like nah, definitely the West is gonna be deep, bro. Like everybody, the West is gonna be crazy next year. You got the Clippers. You got the Nuggets are gonna be healthy. The Warriors are not going nowhere. The Suns, I expect them, even though what they did, they're still gonna be there. But I mean, I ain't really concerned about them. The Mavs are gonna look good. The Pelicans are gonna look good next year, of course. You know what I'm saying? The Grizzlies, right? They're gonna look great. So they got a lot of great teams coming next season, bro. In the Western Conference, the Grizzlies, of course, like it's gonna be lit in the Western Conference. 'Cause everybody's gonna be healthy. I'm not too concerned with the Lakers because they got so much turmoil in that uh organization, bro. Like it's poorly ran from the top. Like Jeannie Buss don't have the same order as her father. I mean, I'm just gonna be completely honest. They're running that like a mom and pop show. You know, for you to sign a Russell Westbrook to that deal and has kind of pretty much put a shackle on your franchise because you got two guys over there, LeBron and Russ, who don't know how to. They both play the same way. It's not that Russell Westbrook's a bad player. He don't fit with this Laker team. So if you take him off this Laker team and put him somewhere else, he'll look much better. But he can't help you the way he can because you're trying to put him as an outside shooter. So now you have to find the right coach for him to be successful and hope and pray that they can fix it. But I mean, the Lakers to me, man, like they got so many things to worry about. I'm not really concerned with them, but they definitely got the talent. Beneath said the Clippers run the Warriors small ball. Yeah, the Clippers and the Warriors to me are the two best teams in the West next year, in my opinion. I think they'll be the two best teams in the West. Um, and I think if they face each other, I think the Clippers will win because they'll have the best player in the series, which is Kawhi. But definitely, those will be the two best teams in the West next year. I have to see the Lakers playing well to believe if they have been made in oil this year. Yeah, I have to see it too. I have to see how Anthony Davis's body gonna hold up. I have to see how they're gonna use Russell Westbrook. I gotta see what they do on defense. They gotta be able to play defense. Like that was their big thing last year. They didn't have nobody can guard. So how do getting some different players like different role players to play D? Tuna Sports said, who would you rather have as their head coach for LA, Terry Stotts or Kenny Atkinson? Uh, I would take Kenny Atkinson. I just read something this morning saying that Darvin Ham is their strongest candidate right now, which ain't too bad. They're not gonna get like a big name person like Mark Jackson or um, Phil Jackson, nothing like that. Um, they're not gonna get those type of names, so they're gonna have to deal with a person that's kind of up and coming, trying to prove their point. I like Darvin Ham. I think he'll be a solid coach for them. Who you think's better, Otto Porter or Covington? I think Covington's better. I'm impressed with Otto Porter's development though, but I think Covington, who can shoot the three, who can play defense, who's more smoother. I think he's a better player than Otto Porter. But it's definitely it's not no shame in having Otto Porter on your team. I don't think Terry Stotts is horrible. No, he's not horrible. He's not a horrible coach. He had a nice stint in Portland. I just think again, this team needs a guy that they're gonna respect, and I don't think they're gonna respect Terry Stotts. I think they're gonna treat him like they did Frank Vogel. To be quite honest with you, even though he has had success in Portland, they're not gonna. Those are strong personalities in LA. So they need a strong personality to match it, and I think Darvin Ham can do that for them. Yeah, if I still want to come in, I'm gonna drop. I just have the link drop. If I still want to come in here, if not, then I'm gonna shut it down soon. What y'all think gonna happen in the series for the? What do you think is gonna happen in Game 3 tomorrow between the Celtics and the uh, the Heat? TuneIn Sports said LeBron's still a superstar. No, he didn't get to play, but yeah, he still is. It's not and I know what you mean. Like he's still a superstar because he made the playoffs, but I still consider him that because just of his resume and his, he's still playing at a high level offensively. Defensively, he's not that great, but offensively, he's still averaging close to 30. And you know, just the tenure and everything he has on his resume, you got to still put him as a superstar. And plus the cachet he moves and box office, all that, he's definitely a superstar. Celtics will go up 2-1 in Boston. Okay, it's not too shabby. It's not much. That's not a bad take. So, I'm watching this post game with Jalen Brunson right now. Like, he's a good player. Jalen Brunson's a good player. It's just, again, this is a different animal with Golden State, man. Like, they're not like, they've seen it all. They've seen everything. I mean, they got experience, youth, toughness, defense, rebounding, shoot. They got everything. Like, what can you point out that Golden State does that's not good? They can literally do everything. Low key, this team is better than that 2015 team, the We Believe team. This team is low key better because they have guys that are younger and that can, play just as good as defense. They have more older guys on that We Believe team. Guys like Leandro Barbosa, Sean Livingston, who are good. Andrew Bogut was solid, but this team just seems more elusive and more dynamic with their scoring. So I mean, I'm just looking at all these other teams and kind of feel bad because it's like, even when you play real good, like play your best, it's still hard to beat them. But Neat said, actually don't know what happens tomorrow. Yeah, man, I'm gonna wait until after game 3 to kind of give my prediction, um, just to kind of give Boston and Miami a chance to play it out, and then I'm gonna wait till game 3 for this Dallas series to just see what plays out too, just to give them respect. TuneIn Sports said you think the Suns will be better matchup for the worst. You know what's funny about that, bro? My homeboy called me. He's a Suns fan, and we were just talking about that. He said the Suns would be a better matchup for them because they got more of a deeper roster that can keep up with their scoring. And I'm like, well, why didn't y'all beat the Dallas Mavericks then? If y'all was a better matchup, why didn't y'all go out and beat them? And he said, man, I don't know. And then we just went into the Suns are mentally weak. They're not that tough nosed team. Like when they don't handle adversity well. And I kind of saw that throughout this season too. Like even when they played the Clippers, like I'm just like, they're not really even beating the Clippers, even without Kawhi and PG. You know what I'm saying? They don't have the killer to just put teams away. That's not, the Suns just don't have it. So I think the Suns would be a better matchup for the Warriors, but hey, is what it is. Have a good night, bro. You're seeing everyone hit the like button. My God, Beneath, respect. G Star, welcome to the show, bro. He said the Suns have no tough guy. Yeah, facts. The Suns have a fake tough guy in Jay Crowder. That's their fake tough guy. That's their guy that tries to, rile the opponents up and get everybody, riled up. But he ain't no tough guy, man. Draymond Green already called him out for it. He said, man, you from Buckhead. Like, you ain't like that. Now, of course, I'm not the type to say just because you're from a place that you just, you know, soft or a buster. But, Jay Crowder, you can just see it like he ain't no guy that looking for no smoke like that, man. But that's their guy they try to make into a tough guy. I mean, y'all saw when Patrick Beverly pushed Chris Paul. I remember y'all saw this. When he pushed Chris Paul in that game 6 flame out, or they lost, they beat the Clippers last year. Nobody on the Phoenix Suns actually, pushed Pat Bev or did anything. They just let him just push him. So that tells you just how the makeup of your team. Because if you had a real team that had your back and actually had some toughness to you, you would have not allowed that to happen. So yeah, the Suns they've pretty much been exposed this season, and and according to Pat Bev, nobody's really afraid of them. So there you go. The only fake tough guy crowd are going in white girls DMs asking if they. You know what, man? Oh man, I just remembered that. I just remembered that comment too, bro. So yeah, yeah, man. Crowder, man. Yeah, he ain't that guy. The Suns need to really, they should have got rid of Aiden when they had the chance, because now what's gonna happen is they're gonna lose him for nothing. Like Aiden's done, bro. Like Aiden is not coming back to after what happened with him and Monty Williams, saying that he quit and that he wasn't he quit on us. Like those are very strong words to tell another player. You ain't got the super max yet. My old coach used to coach DeAndre, and he told me before the season even started the works was in, because they didn't give him another contract. So you've already got him already out here on a string. He already feels like he's been disrespected, and then you do that and say that to him, and then after the in the exit interviews I saw with Monty Williams just yesterday, they asked him about it, and they said, "Have you guys spoke?" And he said, "No, we haven't spoke." So it's like that tension, bro. Like it's like, man, if Aiden gets another deal somewhere else, he best believe he's gonna grab that. He don't want to be there no more. Tuna Sports said like Bucks got Bobby Portis. Yeah, Bobby Portis and Peter Tucker. Those are real tough guys. You know what I'm saying? The Clippers, Marcus Morris, tough guy. Um, the Warriors, Draymond Green, tough guy. The Celtics, Marcus Smart, tough guy. You know what I mean? Like you have to have these enforcers to be on your team to make sure that nothing crazy goes down. You know what I mean? And if it does, then you know how to handle it. Should the Clippers trade Marcus Morris? Trade. Thanks for that comment, G Star. I don't believe they should, only because of the reason I just stated, is because they don't have that's their leader, that's their vocal leader, that's their enforcer. You know what I'm saying? Like, not to say that the Clippers don't have toughness. I'm just saying, like, Marcus Morris is their leader. You feel me? Like that's the guy that breaks them off in the huddle. That's the guy that is going to be the vocal person to speak. That's the guy that is the enforcer to the team. You let go of Pat Bev, you let go of DeMarcus Cousins, who are also enforcers and also, tough guys. If you get rid of Marcus Morris, you don't really have that other option. So they need to keep Marcus Morris, and plus he's a big shot maker. So I wouldn't let go of Marcus Morris unless it was for like a big piece, like if you brought like a Bradley Bill or something like that, or a big time center. Like I wouldn't just be looking to move Marcus Morris. Lakers Westbrook tough guy. Oh, Westbrook a trip, bro. I don't know what the Lakers gonna do. Like they've already said that he ain't going nowhere, so I don't know how you gonna get better. Like if you still got Westbrook there, like I don't know how you gonna get better. I'm gonna tell you something though. If they start doing the same thing, replaying of what happened this past season, up into the trade deadline, something's gonna happen. They're gonna move something. They're gonna move hell to high water. They're gonna probably get John Wall for him, because at least Wall will at least distribute the ball better than Westbrook. Because they can't. The Lakers ain't gonna keep doing this year after year with all this talent. You already heard what Janie Buss said. Like she's not pleased with the product that she put out, all that money she done spent. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't want to keep losing like this. This is embarrassing to the Laker franchise, but this is not Laker excellence. Lakers fans are spoiled. Trust me, I live out here. Like Phil said, Trey LeBron. even though I agree with like LeBron as far as I would say start over. I mean, you know what I'm saying, you don't trade LeBron, like, you know what I'm saying? Like LeBron's just one of those types, like he leaves when he wants to leave, even though it's your house. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not gonna trade LeBron unless it gets to a point where it's just unbearable for him to be there. They'll be like, here, take him off. Like, we don't care how many ticket sales we lose. We don't care about, all the money we put out. Like, just go ahead and let LeBron go. Like, we don't want to. He's more trouble than he's worth. So, Soccer Update said I was hearing Zach Levine. If they get Zach Levine, that would be a very fresh breath of fresh air because Zach can shoot the three, and he can also, you know what I'm saying, attack the basket. And he's also a solid defender. And plus he's young. Like they need youth on this Laker team, man. So I like Zach. Um, I would prefer Bradley Beal. I think Bradley Beal's better than Zach Levine, but anything would be better than what they got now. You know what I mean? Like guys like I ain't gonna even name them. I ain't gonna even disrespect like that. But yeah, they need to get somebody. If they got Zach Levine, that would be a great pickup. LeBron coming back to Cleveland, he could. I don't put nothing past LeBron, man. He'll do anything. He will leave any situation if he feels it's not conducive for him. So I definitely would not hold out on that option. Keep hitting that like button, y'all. So let's see what happens. I don't know why I'm like the only person like going live about this. Like most of my other most people I've subscribed to, like, they usually go live right after games, but no, it's crickets right now. Like, ain't nobody even going live. I think it's because they don't like the Warriors, to be honest with you. Not too many of them. I don't know if y'all know, a lot of people don't like the Warriors. I like watching the Warriors play, man. I love basketball first. I love good basketball, and like the Warriors play the right way. They move the ball, they cut, they set screens, they share it, they shoot three. Like they're exciting to watch, man. I don't get caught up. Oh, I'm not watching because this one. I'm like, man, if it's good basketball, it's good basketball. If I can learn something, I'm always willing to pick something up. So I can keep that. Tuning Sports said I only hate the words because what they did to my Cavs. Hey, man. You know what? Hey, I saw this interview with Kyrie. He said if he was still if he was more mature and like how he was and knew he was as a person, he felt they could have won more championships. And I feel that. I think that y'all could have won at least one more. Cause really in that reality, man, I'm gonna tell y'all something. It wasn't y'all team that lost y'all. Like in 2017, y'all could have beat the Warriors, bro. Y'all had the talent to beat them. The problem is that the playing style of you guys was not able to match up to the playing style of Golden State. You know the system that y'all ran in Cleveland with LeBron and Kyrie, ISO in your turn, my turn, wasn't going to beat that Golden State team that shared the ball, hit threes, and this, that, and the other. Like people like to think like Golden State was just so much overmatching to Cleveland. That was only in 2018. That 2017 team was good enough to beat that Warriors team. But I just found it interesting when Kyrie said that they could have won more championships. They probably could have because y'all was a deep team. 2015. Yeah, y'all could have beat them in 15. If y'all definitely had Kyrie and Kevin Love, y'all would have won that. Because I didn't see nothing special about that Warriors team, to be honest with you. That was not a super team in 15. That was a regular team. Like just the year before, they got eliminated in the first round. The Warriors got eliminated in the first round against the Clippers in 14. So that wasn't no super team. That was a team that, you know, overcame a lot and they had a good season, but they weren't a team like that was just unbeatable. Said they could have won two more, especially yeah. If KD wasn't there, y'all would have won two more. That's why I think a lot of people don't like Kevin Durant, like because he kept like certain teams from winning, bro. Like if KD don't go to the Warriors, bro, like the Warriors would have won those. I mean the Cavs would have won those two championships because best believe after 16, if they didn't get Kevin Durant, they weren't going to win no championships because y'all had like a psychological edge over them. When y'all came back over that 3-1 deficit lead over Golden State, they didn't have nobody to nullify LeBron. They didn't have nobody for LeBron, man. LeBron was he was him and Kyrie would have won in 17 if they didn't get Kevin Durant for sure. So you said we had a solid team. Nobody. Yeah, y'all. Yeah, didn't y'all go? What did y'all go? Didn't y'all go 12-0? That's in 17. Didn't y'all go 12-0? Y'all didn't lose. I don't think y'all lost a game in the East in the playoffs in the East, man. In 17, like y'all ran through the East. Indiana, Toronto, none of those teams could see y'all like on the Eastern Conference. So yeah, y'all had a very good team. If K is enjoying Golden State, who knows? James Harden could have made it to the finals. Yeah, Houston could have beat the Warriors. Houston had a chance to beat that same Warriors team in 17. It's only because they could shoot with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then Chris Paul gets hurt. Like, who's Chris Paul? If he doesn't go down in those two games, like, what would have happened? They had the momentum in Game 5. You know what I'm saying? They could have won Game 6 and Game 7. Or Game 6 or Game 7. Like Houston could have. That was their year to get to the finals. Kyle Korver got shoot the ball praying when it came to Warriors. Yeah, man. Just bad luck. You know, but yeah, what the Warriors are doing now, I don't think many people thought they would do. Like I had them as my dark horse this year going to the season, but as far as them getting to the finals, like I didn't think that was. I thought that was going to be too quick of a turnaround because like last year they were in the play-in, so for them to get to the finals and conference finals like this, you gotta give them credit that's a real championship organization culture, and everybody that seems to go with them, man, like seems to reamp their career and seems to do well in that system. You feel what I'm saying? So um, yeah, but got a couple more minutes, man. I'm gonna go ahead and hop off here, man, in a couple minutes. Y'all follow us on Instagram at underscore pull up underscore right there on the screen. And if y'all want to, follow our social media, as well as all the social media platforms: YouTube, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Twitter, TikTok, iHeartRadio. That's follow us the Pull Up Basketball Podcast. You know what I'm saying? So, but I appreciate all y'all definitely chopping in. Yeah, it's already been an hour, man. Appreciate y'all tapping in with me, man. We're gonna get back on this tomorrow, and we're gonna go from here. And soccer update says, but if Doncic can find a way to eliminate those words, it will do wonders for his legacy. Oh yeah, if Luka eliminates and pulls this off, and they eliminate this team, yeah, he's automatically a superstar. Not only that, he would be on cusp to being the best player in the NBA for the time being because you just did something that in reality, nah, I won't go there yet. But you would have done something special if you were able to beat them with this team. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see what happens, man. This is what the playoffs is all about. But it's been an hour, y'all. Man, I'm gonna go ahead and hop off here. Um, Continue to like, share, subscribe all of our YouTube videos. With that being said, pull up a seat, pull up a chair, put love, peace out of here like swimwear.